What's good, everybody? It's your boy Mo from the Zoe, and I am here with the first video of the new year 2026. And we back. We back on YouTube. We back on all platforms. I'm coming at y'all with a lot of content this year. I kind of have been slacking a little bit towards the end of the year. I'm in school, I'm working, and I had to go back to the drawing board and figure out what I want to do going forward and how I can make the best content, for myself as well as y'all. So I appreciate you if you tuned into this video. I know it's been a minute. But we back consistent this year. 2026 is our year. I got a lot of goals, a lot of things I want to achieve, and I'm just trying out everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be a what's that? A journeyman? What do they call them? Master of none and a man of many arts, but a master of none. Whatever the fuck that means. I'm gonna be that this year. I'm gonna try a bunch of things out. I'm coming at y'all with content like this. What I'm gonna be doing today, where I'm just be yapping. I got the TikTok. Follow my TikTok. I'm at 33K. My goal is to get to 100K by the end of the year. Keep your eye out for the content. It's coming out this year. If you want to join the community and join this journey, please like, comment, subscribe, and every single one is greatly appreciated. With that being said, let's get into today's video. We're going to be talking about the Atlanta Hawks and how dumb they are. And they are trying to move off Trae Young. Everybody knows that Trae Young is probably going to be getting traded soon. And that's fine if you want to go in a different direction with your team. But I really don't see what the reason of trading Trae Young is. I mean, he's an all-star. You guys have gotten to a conference finals with him as your guy. I just don't see why moving off him right now. I think Trae Young, he's not 30 yet. Trae Young might be, what, 25, 26? I think he's around the same age as Luka, and he's had some success. They just don't have a great team. They don't have great coaching. And it's kind of a shame how quick people will turn their back on you because Trae Young, he's having a down year. That's fine. Trae Young has been in the league for quite some time and he rarely has down years. And this is just a down year for him. And it seems like the entire organization, the entire city of Atlanta, the entire NBA is turning on Trae Young and saying he needs to get booted out of Atlanta. They're better without him. They can win without him. They want other guys such as Jalen Johnson or Ricochet to be the number one guy, and I just don't agree with that. I don't think those guys are as talented as him offensively. Yeah, Trae Young can be a liability on defense, but you got to give and get. You got to give and take in the NBA. You got to give and take a lot. It is extremely rare that you find a situation or a team finds themselves in a situation like Oklahoma City where you don't have to give and take anything. You got great defenders. You got great shooters. You have two 7-footers. You have an all-star in Jalen Williams. You have an all-NBA guy in SGA, probably one of the top two players in the league right now, depending on who you ask. That is a rare occasion. That is an anomaly. For most teams, you have to give and take something. When Luka led the Dallas Mavericks to the championship, they give and took on defense. Ultimately, they ended up losing, that championship because the Celtics were able to scheme up something to target him on the defensive end, and that's something you got to live with. But without Luka, you don't even get that far. I mean, look at them now. I know Kyrie's hurt right now, but look how bad the Dallas Mavericks are now. Granted, Cooper Flag looks great. He can be, their corner piece going forward, but as of now, the Mavericks are not going to find themselves back in the final in quite some time. So there's a lot of give and take in the NBA. I get it, but we have a report from NBA Central. So we have this report from Tim McMahon. It says the Hawks are certainly indicating that they are looking for an exit ramp with Trae Young. They did not make any attempt to get him signed to an extension. When that's the case with the face of your franchise, that's a pretty clear message that the end could be near. And that's great. I mean, the Hawks, they've been bad for a long time. So nothing that they do really surprises me. And they're going to be bad after this move. Trae Young's stock has dropped. I still think he's just as good of a player, but in the NBA, it's what have you done for me lately? I think a lot of players' stock has dropped. I think his stock has dropped. Paulo Banchero's stock has dropped. John Morant's stock has dropped. Shit, even Luka Doncic's stock has dropped. Granted, Luka will always be of high value because of how great he is offensively, but a lot of these guys' stock has completely dropped this year, and that's okay. I think Trae Young can find another team. Shit, we'll take him in Phoenix, if I'm being honest. Um, but if they move off Trae Young, the guys that they have remaining, Jalen Johnson, Kristaps Porzingis, Zachary Ricochet, Dyson Daniels, Onyeka Nkongwu, Luke Kennard, like they have a solid team. Like, don't get me wrong, they have a very solid team. And if you're able to land another exceptional superstar, to replace Trae Young, I think they can be a playoff team and just stop being mediocre. They have been a 500 team for as long for the at least the last 2 years. They have been completely 500. They have been in the play-in, and they have been what you would exactly call mid. They have been a perfectly mid team for the last couple of years. The downside with this is with Trae Young stock being, kind of in the toilet right now, I don't think they get an exceptional superstar. They're definitely not getting Jokic. They're not getting Wemby. They're not getting SGA. They're not getting Luca. Um, Maybe they can land a Jaylen Brown. I know Jaylen Brown is from Atlanta. He's having a great year with the Celtics. Maybe they can work something out there because when Jason Tatum comes back, people are interested to see how that's going to work because the Celtics are a very good team without Jason Tatum. I think eventually they're going to have to make a choice, especially with like the new apron and all that jazz. The Celtics are going to eventually have to make a choice. Um, and if they can move off Jaylen Brown and bring in a guy like a Trae Young, with them being such a very good defensive team already, I think that could be a win-win for both sides. Jaylen Brown has his team. He has a team built around him, and they can try to go and win in Atlanta. He's from Atlanta. Perfect. That is a scenario in my head. The Atlanta Hawks front office isn't that smart, in my opinion. They've been bad for a long time. Shit, they've been bad since the 90s. And, well, they had a couple good years. Let me give them that when they had Teague and them. I don't want the Teague supporters to come uh, come after me. But they've been bad for quite some time. They are not a great front office, and that's a lot of these teams' issues. I mean, the Washington Wizards are going to continue to be bad because they have a bad front office. The Hawks are going to continue to be mediocre because they have a bad front office. There's a reason why OKC can have a James Harden, KD, Russ go to a couple finals, make a couple conference finals, blow that whole thing up, move pieces around, and then continue to build and build and build until they have yet another great team that actually went to the finals and won a championship. Guys like Sam Presti are the reason why teams like that succeed. So it starts at the top for the Hawks. I do think this could be a good move, but it's also going to make them worse than they are. I think it can work out in the long run if they play their cards right. Now, what I would do if I was the Hawks, I would take a page out of the Oklahoma City Thunder book and just build through the draft. Build through the draft. That is an NFL style rebuild when you're building through the draft because a lot of NFL teams typically don't build through trading. That's more of an NBA thing where you're building through trades and you're trying to get in names and shooters and guys to play this position and this position. That's because in the NBA, most teams could be one piece away from being the best team in the league. But the Oklahoma City Thunder, while they did trade for Shea, they got a lot of picks in return, and they used those picks to get top guys while they were rebuilding and being, bad. So I think that the Hawks should take that route. I think they should try to build through the draft. I think every bad team should take a page out of Oklahoma City Thunder's books because they got their three guys. They traded for one and drafted the two. They got those three guys on lock for the next, I think, 5 years. They're untouchable. They're not going anywhere. And they still have top picks. They have the Clippers pick, which could eventually be a top five pick, a lottery pick for sure, because the Clippers, I don't see them getting much better. So they are in perfect position to start another dynasty. And I think the Hawks can start that process if they have the patience enough for that. And I think the city will have enough patience because they've been terrible or mediocre for the past couple of years. With that being said, I appreciate y'all all for tuning in. Listen to me yap. Like I said, more content coming soon. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to be back as much as possible, trying to be Mr. Consistent on this channel. And I appreciate everybody joining along for the journey, man. Y'all take it easy. Peace.